When I off, I felt that the production values needed some tweaking. So now it's later in the day, I've tweaked those production values and I'm ready to optimize the level. So the values that I modified, they changed the level of Birmingham, but did not wind up affecting the previous levels. So those scores are still exactly the same as they were before. So one of the things also that I forgot to look at was that the quest has been updated. So I've got another message from the Queen. She says, I wish to extend my heartfelt gratitude for exemplary work in constructing the new railroads in Birmingham. Your remarkable dedication and engineering prowess have once again proven invaluable to the advancement of our nation. The completion of this vital infrastructure will undoubtedly bring immense benefits to Birmingham and the surrounding regions in ways that were once unimaginable. Your contributions are not only a testament to your personal skill and determination, but also to the spirit of progress that defines this era. Well, that's very encouraging. And speaking of my grit and determination, I'm going to re-enter Birmingham and see if I can do a bit better job now. So the two tweaks I did, one was that previously I had a 1-to-1 cow to meat ratio, and so now I've changed that so it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So I'm going to need to rebalance that. And then the other thing is that in the flour mill, previously I had a coal plus 3 wheat gave 4 flour, and now I've reduced that to 3 flour. So it still is more efficient for sure. We have 4 input resources, give 3 output resources versus 4 to 2. And as well, the wheat ratio is better. So if that was the limiting factor, then that will be reduced. So it's just a win-win, but not quite as much of a win as it was before. Great. So let's see how things look like. What is the balance? So, yeah. So when you look here in the flour mill, we have an excess of wheat and coal and flour. So we're not picking up the flour fast enough is what that says. Everything is just backing up. And then at the bakery, we have a lot of bread. We're not picking up our bread fast enough either. So this is saying perhaps we need more trains in general. Actually, what's going on here? Oh, we have an excess. Okay, hold on. So we have an excess of bread now and not enough meat. So our changes in balance may have affected that. So how much? Okay, we have no meat. So at this point, we probably need to deal with the fact that we need more cows for the amount of meat. So let's add some cow trains and see how this goes. And only 2 trains are going. I had added 3, so that suggests my signaling is wrong. But let's just get rid of that because we were taking all of the cows out of the cow pasture anyhow. Yeah, so there aren't enough cows. And what? Interesting. I wonder if I need to change this balance also. I hadn't really paid attention to this. 4 wheat gives cows. Should I maybe be like 2 wheat? Jeez. Well, so it looks like probably our limiting factor is cows. So we need to provide some more wheat. This whole like 4 wheat, that's like a lot of wheat. Hmm. Okay, I think this might be, I need to just make a cut and modify this. All right, and we're back. Yeah, now 2 wheat will give some cows some milk. Great. So let's see again where we are. All right, so we are out of cows. And how are we doing in terms of meat? We don't really have enough meat, it looks like. This will definitely all be picked up here. And we don't have enough meat here. Okay, so this is saying that our real limit is the number of cows. And so we should be delivering wheat over to the cow pasture. So it looks like what we need to do is use this wheat field not to go to the flour mill, but to fatten up our cows. Oh, and there's another cow pasture over here. Oh, okay. Well, I had totally overlooked that. Okay, well, in that case, we need to cows over here, obviously. And here, I don't think that making a whole loop is probably fine. Like extending to a big loop is probably not necessary because it's not going to look so spooky, right? This is more like just a single continuous thing. You really don't cut off that much. Yeah. Okay. So let's first try and just saturate our cows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6? Is that, am I raising 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 5. Should probably use the same length, especially since that fits this perfectly. Fortuitous. Okay. So let's not overthink this right at the moment. Let's just build some tracks. And what I'm thinking I might do here is actually to make a bridge. Well, is it worth making a bridge? We don't have that many trains, so it's probably not. Okay, so we'll just have a level crossing, I suppose. Oh, wait, how to do that? So I suppose we have something like that. And this section here, if any trains in it. Okay, we'll just see if that becomes a bottleneck. I guess it should probably be fine. And let's do that. And we need to do something over here. I guess just a block signal coming in. And then the depot. Coal train and 5 cows. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why is one missing? What happened? And this could probably use 2 trains as well. And so, yeah, there's just not quite enough cows there. All right, come on, cows. Wait, what's going on here? Why is it stopped? Oh, Okay, so we've got a deadlock here. Well, that's not good enough, is it? So, I guess we need another thing there. No, it's still deadlock. So, what is going on? So, this guy shouldn't have been let in, because he's blocking everything. So he should only be let in if he can go out the other side as well. Is that what we're seeing here? So that needs to be a chain signal. And then I might need a little bit more space here. No? Okay, so I think that's saying that this needs to be a chain signal. Yeah, okay, so that's better. But we still have an issue here. The trains seem to be backing up. So I'm just not unloading things fast enough with the Butcher. So I need another platform, I suppose. Oh, let's see how things are going here, though. I'm delivering enough. I'm picking up the meat fast enough, I guess. Barely. Okay, so let's make another platform. And it's starting to look a little bit ugly here, isn't it? So let's put a couple bridges. And yeah. So one thing I'm realizing also is I did not create a separate path. So these routes are not great. What? Okay. Connects to self. Okay, so that probably is saying, excuse me, that's probably saying this needs to actually get the exit. Curvature too high. Yeah, fair enough. That is probably too high of a curvature there. So let's scoot you back. Oh, this needs a little more space. That. Okay, and this needs to be a chain signal. I guess we need a chain signal here. And some lock signals coming in. I would like to encourage things to go over here. Oh, let's finish. Let's see. So the signaling, I think, should at least be valid now. It's probably good enough for the moment. And so let's look at the routing issues that we've got. So this guy, I would like to stay on that track. So go there, go there. You, my friend, should go here always. Okay. So now we at least have our separate routes. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay, nothing backed up. How's our meat doing? It is accumulating. Okay. We're in a good space. So now we need another train to pick up the meat. We have an excess. Are these doing? They're not overflowing with cows. Okay, so we're picking up the cows well enough with, is that 2 trains per depot? I think it is. Okay, so here we can just make this be 2 trains. We'll pick up all the meat. And look at that, we have an excess of meat instead of bread. So now we need to improve our bread production. Okay, and I think I modified the game version so it doesn't have a comparison if that's better or worse. I think, oops, scores. But it is better. I think last time it was like 400,000. Okay, so how are we doing in terms of our bread? Okay, we have too much flour, and we have not enough flour over here. So that means that we need more flour delivery. More trains, perhaps. Yeah, so there's not a train coming in to pick up right here. So we may need to improve our track capacity in the future, but we can at least improve things with more trains now. So how's this looking if I... Okay. We might even still be able to add another train here. How are we doing in terms of flour? We are picking up all of the flour though. So I guess another train wouldn't help. We're probably at a point here now where we need to generate more flour, perhaps by delivering more wheat. But we should have a better score. Okay. Great. Like I said, I think we're finally at a place now where we need to deliver more wheat. I should also check how are my wheat fields doing. Okay, that's all tapped out. Ooh, I have excess wheat here. Why are we not picking up enough wheat here? Do we just need another train? I guess we probably could just have more trains. 4. Better by 6,000. Okay, well that's... Okay, that wheat's down now. I assume this is also down. Okay. Great. And now we have an excess of flour. Okay, so delivering more wheat would not help us at the moment. We need more trains to pick it up. And there's a time when the thing's picking up, so I think we can just add another train here again. Balance this out. Worse. Interesting. Sorry, wait, what was the... In what way was it worse? It was worse... took basically the same amount of time, but had more trains. It was, wait, oh, it actually was slower. Interesting. Slower. Why would it be slower? We have. Oh, well, oh. There's a train full of flour coming there. So we're not consuming the bread fast enough? Yeah. The bread is not being consumed fast enough. Why is that? So I'm wondering if I need more trains, do I need more platforms? Like, what's going on here? Might be able to use more trains, but it's not clear it would be a lot better. Or worse. It's still... the trains wasn't the problem. What was the problem? Again, I have too much flour. Hmm. I'm not quite clear on why adding more trains didn't help. Like, what's going on here? So I'm thinking to add another platform and see if that helps anything. Because frankly, I'm not quite understanding. Okay, so we have two platforms for that. Hmm. Worse by 10,000. Well, I mean, it would be better if it used that preferentially. But I'm still not sure I'm understanding what's going on here. Now the bakery does not have an excess of flour. So that seems good. But why would it be slower? There's something else that's backed up? Nothing else is backed up. So confused. So I have like not really an excess of flour. So about the right amount of flour. Yeah, so our limiting factor is still the bread. I am so confused. Things look like they're in the right ratio. Okay, so this is actually not producing enough flour right now. What happens if we have fewer trains? I'm honestly so confused still. Okay. So what I'm thinking, though, is that it would be good to hook up this other wheat field. I don't see a way in which that wouldn't be good. Because we are bread limited. When it comes down to it, we're bread limited. So more flour equals more bread. Okay, so let's just hook this up. Should we use this track somehow? I guess probably. Okay, so we'll have another train over here, a depot, coal, and is it 6? I believe it's 6. Oh, and we probably need 2 of these. Okay, so we also need to consider our routing. So, okay, you, our pink train, should go this way always. And then everybody else should go this way. Oh, wait, let's just confirm. Got that way, and we got that way. Yeah, looks good. Okay, we have a little bit of a backup. Maybe we need more platforms for unloading our flour. But it's not too bad. It cleared the backup, so it might be fine. Whoa, it's a call. Okay. Okay, how are we doing here? We are picking up all of the flour. And here we don't really have an excess. Okay, so how does it wind up? Worse by 63,000. Man. And it's slower. How is it slower? How does this make any sense? Where's the slowness coming from? Is it because we're backing up here? Perhaps we just need more platforms. What? So let's just add more platforms. So this one also is there now. And we should probably check that our routing is, oh wait, we need to check that our signals are correct. That, okay. Should all be good enough. And then our routing. Let's see, what do we have here? Okay, so you need to not go up there. So go that way. Coal. That coal, you need to not go that way. Wheat. Wheat. Okay, and you need to go that way. Oh, excuse me. This wheat. Okay, perhaps I didn't set these signals correctly in the first place, because that looks wrong. Okay, so you in that section. You are in that section. Cool. Okay, I think this is correct now. Okay, so that may have caused an issue if I was saying some of my wheat things in the coal direction. How are we doing here? Okay, that has too much. Worse by 11,000. Well, it's not as much worse as it was before. So that's an improvement, I suppose. Okay. We do have an issue here, which is that the trains that are meant to pick up the wheat over here are being forced to pick up wheat in other places, potentially. So we might need to either add bypasses or just make like another, like a short thing that goes over here. Yeah. Okay, so I think that maybe just tying into all this track was a bad idea. I should maybe just have it go over here. So I'm thinking is I add a little cut and add a little section that goes back this way. It's getting a little bit complicated now, isn't it? And this needs just a block signal. So, yeah. This will just be a little separate loop. And so which guy am I looking at here? Okay, you need to go that way. And you need to go that way. I have two separate routes here. Excuse me, coal, wait. Okay. I've messed things up here. So the coal, yeah, it goes that way. Great. Oh, now you wheat. Okay. Because I was referencing this signal, I need to reference that signal now. That is the correct way. And you need to go that way. Okay. So that is just the coal, that's just the wheat, that's the other wheat. Okay. Looking beautiful. Still worse by 11,000. Okay. So what's going on? We've got plenty of flour. That's not our issue. And we have a lot of flour here. So it's unclear. How are we doing in terms of our... There's no backups anywhere. We're just not picking things up here fast enough. So can we just add another train? Horsepower 13,000. So it's at least faster, but just not paying for itself in terms of the infrastructure. And we just continue to have too much flour. Am I calculating something wrong here? One wood gives one bread. So this sort of a 3-3 train, I think makes sense. Again, we have too much flour. Why are we not able to consume the flour fast enough? Very interesting. It feels like we're not consuming the flour fast enough. But adding more trains should, I would think, consume it faster, but it's not helping. And it's just getting worse. And how are we winding up with not the correct amount of bread ever? Because one wood creates one bread. Hmm. Wait, hold on, hold on. How many trains are actually on this track? Let's pause it. 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I saying? I'm saying 8. That's nowhere close to the right amount. So what we're having here is a signaling issue. So we need something like that. Oh my gosh, we were just never getting the trains out because this was acting as one huge block, this whole thing over here. So it wasn't getting the trains out. So adding the trains wasn't actually doing anything. Okay, so now we're seeing things actually back up. Okay, so let's restart our process. So 5 is one more than we had before. Is this any better? Oh, thank God, finally. Jesus. There by about 2,000. Oopsie. So what's it look like here? Okay, we still have an excess of flour. I still don't understand how we don't have the right amount of bread. Why that's not 0. Okay, so let's add another train. Let's see what happens. Okay, things are backing up here. Pick up the wood. Fine. That's understandable. One minor issue is we should have things placed a little differently. Okay. But still, we have a backup. So what we need here is another track for loading wood. Okay, back into understandable territory again. Let's build another track. That's easy. And should probably insert somewhere else. Probably something like that. Oh no. Something. Okay, we need a chain signal. We need some bridges. And let's see here. That's gonna bother me that that's slightly off. That is correct. It was like that. So this is probably, that's too close. So, okay. It's not gonna be perfect. I'll just have to live with that. Good enough, and let's not forget that we need some signals here. Segment with 0 length. Oh, indeed. Okay, so here it's backing up on this guy. That's fine. How are we doing here? Okay, not an excess of flour anymore. Okay, it's a bit better. I guess I should have checked. How are we doing? Okay, yeah, we still have an excess of meat. Is our forest? Okay, that's enough wood. Okay, so what I'm going to try is just adding another train. Does that help? No. Okay, and we still have plenty of flour here. Is that saying that we need to pick up the flour a bit faster? Okay, he's waiting. Okay, this is going to be idle. So that's some sort of inefficiency. But this looks like the limiting factor. And we still got some flour there. What's this doing? Low on wheat, low on wheat, low on wheat. Okay. So it's not quite clear. One thing I can try doing is double tracking this. So it's nice and all. It's nice and all trying to share the track here, but it's not as efficient as it could be. Okay, so if we just made this entirely separate loops, then we get rid of any waiting at the junctions, because we just don't have any junctions. So if we do that, we need to add the trains in both places. So coal and was it ore? Or flour? Where's And how many trains was this? Okay. Let's put that 3. Let's put this one to 3. Why is something coming up here? Oh, it's because it's waiting. Okay. That's probably a smart thing to do. Wait for that. Okay. So is this more efficient? Okay, we're picking up the flour as fast as we can, I think. Worse. So what's the deal? So it's faster, but infrastructure maybe didn't pay for itself. Interesting. Okay, we have too much flour here. So I'm not convinced that didn't pay for itself. Because we have these trains here being slow. That's not great. So why are they waiting? Let's make them not wait. We can add some more track. And we have an interesting situation here where we can actually do something like this. Whoa, whoa. No, I want to move. Okay, fine. It could be like that, huh? Can I not select this guy? Oh my gosh, okay. Oh, I finally got it. I have to say I'm not super happy with that track layout. I feel it would be nicer at this point to just have something go that sort of a way. And frankly, just the the spacing of it was kind of ugly. Okay, so there's going to be 3. 1, 2, 3, then 2 more. 1, 2. Is that right? Gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? And then this is the most scuffed station ever. Okay. And I guess that doesn't really matter. We just need some sort of block signal somewhere. Okay, we should prefer this one because it's a short path. Okay, that might work. Maybe. Oh my gosh. No, wait. I have no idea. Okay, so that's actually in the right location. How about you? Are you going to go to the right place? Yes. Okay. I did do it right. Why was it looking like trains weren't stopping? I guess there wasn't enough flour. Not enough flour to make enough bread. So we're consuming all of the flour now. Great. So that's better. How are we doing here? It's looking pretty good. Not picking up quite fast enough, but we're... Oh, look at that. Better. Better by 8,000. Finally, a win. I thought it was not going to happen, I'll be honest. So we actually do have a slight excess of flour. Okay, and this train is going to be waiting. Are you going to be waiting also? Yeah, okay. So I think that that's picking up as fast as it can. So how can we do it faster? So something I'm noticing is our bridge situation might not be as good as possible. Worse. How's it worse? I guess the bridge didn't quite pay for itself. How about if we put there? That can't be worse, right? Oh. Yeah, so the bridge wasn't as good as possible. Because when it was over here, the path, they had to go a little out of the way, and, like, they had a little kink in their path. Here, it goes straight. Okay. Is there anything else that can be better? I just not pick it up fast enough. Oh, and I have more bread than needed. Oh, interesting. Bread is not the limiting factor. Now it's meat. So, making that any better wouldn't help at all. Let's see here. Cows doing well. Oh, we have too many cows over here. We could perhaps add another train on this path. Oh, good. Looks good. Okay. Worse. The time was no different. Very interesting. How is the time exactly the same as it was before? Because now we have an excess of meat, whereas before it was bread. It seems like it ought to be better. Okay, we're starting to get into like real picky territory, but is this the best possible layout? And it's a little bit too long, isn't it? Isn't it? Maybe let's get that. Worse. Wait, hold on. That was because I added a train. better by 65. Okay. Mm-hmm. How are my bridge placements? Same as best. Okay, whatever. Okay. Well, what I do wonder is, can I make another train but shorter? Is that any better? Just by 1,000. Oh. Hmm. Okay, so this may just be about as good as I can do. May just be. Can I use fewer trains here? Of course, no, I can't. Can I use more? I don't think that will help. Yeah. Okay. That's as good as I am able to do, I think. Just about. I have an excess of coal. Like, I'll be honest, this coal train. Make it a little bit shorter. Yeah, I mean, tiny, tiny little gains here. Okay. So, in the end, I'm pretty happy with this, though. I've got something that's fairly efficient. That makes sense. That's reasonably complicated. We've got, like, different trains with different paths sharing track. Got multiple platforms all over the place. Look at this guy. That flour mill is something to look at. Got coal train, a couple different routes of wheat trains coming in, double tracking our flour coming out. Yeah, very happy with that. And so let's look at the score again real fast. Yeah, so compared to sort of the naive solution, it's about 5 times better. That's good. All right, well, signing out, since I think I already quest. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Birmingham completed.